We hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Online reviews are now a critical part of doing business. It's what we use when we go look at an Amazon product. We look at the reviews and the number of stars that it may receive, and we look at the positive and the negative reviews to determine if it's a product that we want to buy. In fact, there are studies out there that indicate that 88% of consumers trust online reviews as much as they would a personal recommendation. And here's something else that's really interesting. 72% say that positive reviews help them trust a local business more. And so both of those kind of looks indicate that really they're important, not just for general business, but also for the healthcare business. But in that comes some significant challenges. So the question is, what do we do with these reviews? How do we respond? What do we do? And how do we respond to negative reviews? And what exactly can we put down and not put down? And then also how do we manage our online reputation? How can we improve some of how we look on some of these sites such as Yelp and Facebook and Google and so many others that may be out there? What can you do to help manage your overall profile? So we're going to cover that over the next couple of weeks. But this week, really, I want to talk to you about some of the generalities and why when responding to reviews, you have to be very, very careful. Here is why. First of all, you have HIPAA to consider. You have to protect the patient's confidentiality. First of all, they have not given you permission to disclose their protected health information, which includes the fact of whether or not they're even a patient. So you can't even acknowledge that they are a patient in your office without violating HIPAA. And so you have to be very cautious in your responses. Additionally, you don't know if they're actually the ones that are actually making that review. They're not necessarily the ones that are posting it. Somebody may have utilized their name. You may have a spouse that is posting on their behalf and it's not them. They may be out to dinner with some friends and when they duck out of the room for a quick moment and left their phone there, their best friend picks it up and types a negative review on their behalf. But they're not giving you permission to disclose protected health information when they post a review online. That's not permission. Don't do that. And so that's the first thing. You've got to protect the patient's confidentiality. Additionally is this, in negative reviews, initial response is typically visceral, right? We have that anger. We're upset about something. Stop. Wait about 5 minutes. Wait 5 patients. Wait overnight. Whatever it takes, wait until you've removed some of that emotional component. Don't necessarily take those reviews personally, and definitely don't be defensive. Again, that will create and generate responses that very well are going to violate HIPAA and also potentially from a PR perspective create additional problems. Because let's be honest, that's kind of the way here, right, is what do we do from a PR perspective versus what can we do legally? And that's the challenge that we face with online reviews. And so additionally, take a look at the review from an empathetic standpoint. Look at it from the patient's point of view. Is there some validity? Is there something in your office that may need to be adjusted that would help you improve your practice? Is there something that you can modify? Is there some truth to it? Lastly is this, this is something that some doctors fall into. They see a great review and they think, oh, I can use that. That's a great testimonial. It's the patient. I know it is. They mentioned something like that when they were in today, and you copy and you paste and you use that on your website or in your marketing materials or in your office as a testimonial. You can't do that. Your patient's words need to be their own. Number one, you don't know who wrote it. Number two is you have to have written authorization to use those words in your practice or in your marketing for marketing purposes. And so be very careful. Don't do that. Other things you don't want to do. You don't want to solicit your staff to go out and make positive reviews, trying to overcome some negative reviews or just generally trying to get traffic moving. Don't use your staff in that way. It's in essence, you're paying them for those reviews, and there's all sorts of legal problems that come into play that we'll talk about in a future week here as well when you begin to pay for some of those reviews. That's another big, huge challenge that we'll talk about. Don't do that either. So don't use your staff to post online reviews. Don't use reviews in those sites in your marketing, because you have to have written written permission from those patients to be able to use that and use their words in marketing. Additionally, sometimes that's just simply a violation of the terms of use for those particular sites. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk about exactly how to respond to your good and bad reviews. Also, we're going to talk about other things that come into play with these reviews and how you can improve your overall image in these areas, which we believe is also a critical component to expanding the chiropractic profession and understanding the chiropractic profession to the public here in Illinois as we continue to increase that patient base here in Illinois that utilizes chiropractic. We'll catch you next week. Take care.